very important to understand who change makers are. So we define the root impact to define social change makers in very widely because we believe that everyone is a change maker. So from social venture founder to impact investor and value consumer volunteers, we think that everybody is a change maker. Our marketing team categorized change makers into 16 types, as you can see. So to support social venture founders, social ventures and social enterprises and social startups, we need all those change makers, stakeholders to create the community because our change makers, especially the social entrepreneurs, they face three major challenges such as financial instability, emotional vulnerability, and lack of opportunity, meaning that the social enterprises, social ventures, they try to achieve social impact and financial profits, but it takes a lot of time. So I met a lot of CEOs and founders who worry about paying monthly office rental fee. And in Korea, maybe it will be similar in Hong Kong. When I met the social entrepreneurs, they feel so lonely because most of the Korean parents and friends, they prefer their kids after they graduate from university. They want to become a doctor or professor or lawyer or enter the big corporations like Samsung, Hyundai, LG rather than becoming a social entrepreneur. So this is a really lonely journey. So what if they stay together and inspire each other? It would be great. And also there was no community or network for change makers or social entrepreneurs. So it's hard to attract more funding opportunities or resources. So the Root Impact we established in 2012. We are a non-profit organization to support the social entrepreneurs and change makers. And we try to solve this issue, major challenges of social entrepreneurs to develop the change maker community. Because community could be a buffer for change makers and it could be a source of growth. And it could be a platform to attract more tangible resources, external resources, and then increase awareness and interest about the change-making culture and change-maker members. So in 2014, we moved into Seongsu-dong, which is located in between Gangbuk and Gangnam area, and there are two public subway lines, so it was easy to access. And there was a Seoul Forest, which is a landmark, a small version of Central Park in Seoul. And at the time, the real estate was not that expensive. So we did in 2014, we Root Impact and other partners, we decided to move in this area because there is no specific theme in the area. This is a kind of half of the area was about the factories and industrialization, and the other half was all the residential area. So we wanted to create the change maker, the social impact theme in this area. So far, we have more than 2,000 change makers who work together in this area, and over 250 organizations, including the social enterprises, social ventures, and nonprofit organizations. We work together here. So, of course, we have more than these companies, but they are social ventures, and they try to tackle different types of social issues, from education, environment, energy, and seniors and childcare, and different types of social issues that we have faced. So I'd like to introduce separate social ventures in Korea. So Marimund, they are designer good. They produce designer goods. They try to talk about comfort to women. Maybe you heard about it. They are sex slaves during the World War II, forced by Japanese military group. And we have very few survivors here. So Marimuns, they want to share their story with dignity. So they match with each flower for each survivor, and then they create flower design patterns with using the smartphone phone case and the eco bag or stationery. So this year they reached their annual profits into 9 million US dollars. So this is one of our big social enterprises who is quite successful. And they try to expand their business model to China and Thailand and other countries as well. And Sofang is a food agriculture retailer, farm to table restaurant. They support old female farmers in Korea and try to provide very healthy and organic ingredients for consumers. They opened 8 restaurants in Seoul, so they try to support the old female farmers and also provide a healthy and organic food for consumers. And they very interested in expanding their business in Hong Kong. So I start to talk with Invest HK how we can do it. And Enuma is mobile educational mobile games they provide for children who especially need some special needs, disabled children, and or the students in developing countries like Africa who cannot study who have not that much resources at school. So they are number one app in children education category in the App Store. Over 20 countries, they are number one, including US, China, Korea. And so they try to support children, vulnerable children in developing countries, especially in Africa and Southeast Asia. And Duhans is the third-party logistics company who hired homeless people and trained them as an employee. So we have several social ventures who are working hard. And in this Seongsu-do, we have impact ecosystem builders as well to support social enterprises. So intermediaries, including Root Impact, we try to support them. And we have social incubators and accelerators in our area. And venture philanthropy, impact investors, and the Hanyang University is in our area. So we all work together to support social enterprises and social ventures. And also government is very supportive. So they come to Seongsu-dong and then open the social campus Ministry of Employment and Labor. So you can see that how the government really try to drive and initiate the social entrepreneurship as one of options to solve youth unemployment issue. And then Seongsu-dong is located in Seongdong-gu district. So the Seongdong district office, they also came here and tried to support our changemakers. And Seoul city government also, they are very supportive. So they opened the upcycling plaza in our area to support the sustainability. And there is a community space as well in this area, co-working space, co-living houses, and community cafes we have. And those stars stand, those buildings, those spaces are designed and run by Root Impact. So I like to talk a little bit more about Hayground, which is a co-working community space for changemakers. We opened this space, this building last summer, so only 1 year, so we are still in the process of learning. But this is a 8-story, 6,000 square meter building. And this is an example of impact investment using real estate vehicle. So one of the uniqueness of Hayground is that in the process of designing and planning, we had a ground building process, meaning that we invited 24 potential tenants who could be CEO and founders of social enterprises and nonprofits. And we gather together every month to discuss about what kind of work environment do you need for your sustainable business growth, what kind of programs and services do you need. and what kind of community you want to build together, and if there is a community, how can you contribute. So every month we gather together and discuss about the topics. So we think that this building, Hayground, is not only built by Root Impact, but also the community members already contribute to in the process of constructing this building. And before we opened Hayground, most of the tenants, potential tenants who attended around the building process, they decided to move in of space and facilities at a very reasonable price. So for example, we have a 10 parking space of WeWork in Korea, in Seoul, and they charge, let's say, $500 US dollars per person for 1 month. Then we charge $200. So we provide a very reasonable price, and so our members can focus on their work more efficiently, effectively. So we have a Scout Lounge and different types of facility and spaces for changemaker members. And also for their sustainable growth, we provide different types of programs and services for our members. So 27 vocational training and different types of program, training and lecture programs we provided last year. And then professional consulting service, including free legal service, free financial consulting service, free accounting service we provide for our members. And then there's so far more than 300 members, they participate and they got benefits from those programs. And we try to encourage our members to connect, convene, and catalyze. So collaboration is the key KPI that we really try to achieve. We don't have specific KPI numbers, KPI goals, but we really strongly encourage our members for their strategic partnership and also product service purchase among members, and they try to donate and to sharing their resources among members, and also they study together. This is a good thing, and we really try to promote our members to make it better, to create a bigger collective impact. And also we use it as we are gathered together, more than 500 people here, over 80 companies moved here. So it was a little bit easier to attract more external resources. So our members, they got attracted investment more than 11.5 million US dollars last year. And there are 2 impact investors in our community, and they were selected government's social impact fund operator and the TIPS operator, which is equivalent to more than 30 million US dollars. And the 7 members of Hayground, they were selected, they were distinguished accelerating programs and incubating programs. So this is some of the a positive outcome that we created for one year. And also we try to attract more global community partners, and so we work with different types of partners and foundations and the embassies to connect with our members. And also we have a co-working visa exchange program partners, and we have Impact Hub offices partners, and also we have a partnership with Google Lab from Hong Kong. So I have a meeting with them tomorrow to discuss how we can collaborate better. And then last November, sitting President Moon Jae-in, he visited Hayground and encouraged our social entrepreneurs. So since then, the Hayground is becoming recognized as a representative working space in this sector. It was really helpful to raise our awareness, reputation. So we try to attract more global media to feature our stories in Korea Herald and Star Radar, also 8 Light Journal from Japan. And if you type in Seongsu-dong or Hayground in search engine, #1 search engine in Korea, you can see the more than 600 relevant articles about the Seongsu Social Venture Building. So when we moved in 2014, Since in 2015, the Korean broadcasting system started to call us some social venture valley, which is copy version of Silicon Valley. But so we want to be the changemaker community, and we try to support the social enterprises to create a deep and bigger impact to make a better world. There are three major challenges now we face, and we try to solve these ones with not by ourselves, but we need some partners, and we want to learn more. So we want to enhance the quality of changemaker community. Just 1 year, especially in Hebron. So we want to learn more how we can do support better for their sustainable growth, and then to create a bigger impact. And also we want to engage with the local community members better. We are exploring several experiments, but I think it's limited. So we want to be more focusing on that challenge this year and maybe from coming future. And number three is we want to interact with the global changemaker community better. Maybe that's why I came here, and I want to learn more about the Hong Kong changemaker community and Taiwan as well. So this would be my job to make a better interaction, better engagement with the global community, changemaker community to work together and grow together.